Welcome back to Gib84 Gaming. This episode I'm going to go through a couple of games that I think should be remade. 5 games from my collection that I think should be remade or revisited in some way. After playing these 2 games here for the PS4, which were recently remade, it's Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. These games are absolutely fantastic. I think these were games that were from my childhood, and Resident Evil 2 in particular I think was really well done. I've not played Resident Evil 3 yet, but I think Resident Evil 2 Remake was like the pinnacle of the remakes and how the remakes should be done. And then I played Final Fantasy VII. Not to spoil anything, so I won't go through the ending or the later parts of the game, but I just think the possibilities of what they can do with the game going forward is going to be amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, going from Midgar into Cam and then into the Chocobo Ranch and through Midgar's Olim, I think all that's going to be absolutely fantastic. I think Final Fantasy 15 split the fan base a bit, but I think what they did really well was the overworld, so it's quite exciting to see if they can implement that type of overworld into the Final Fantasy 7, which I think would be absolutely amazing. So the 5 games I think we should be revisited or remastered or remade. So the first game I've chosen here is The Suffering, which was released back in 2004. It was developed by Surreal Software and published by Midway Games. It came out in the same year as Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, so 2 big hitter games that year, but I do think it was released a little bit earlier on in the year. I've had this game now in my collection for a wee while, and I've recently finished it, and I absolutely loved it from start to finish. I thought the whole game was really creepy, and the presentation of it was really good for a PS2 game. It's got a lot of inspiration, I think, from like Hellraiser movies, the movie 13 Ghosts as well. I like how each of the monsters in the game have got like backstories. Similar to like 13 Ghosts with DVD extras, you can see the backstories of all them ghosts. The the enemies themselves look like something straight from Clive Barker's Hellraiser, all kind of bounded up and like tortured and everything. It's really cool. Another cool thing about the game was the morality choices. You can hear the the bad voice and the good voice, and it dictates how you play it and which way the game will go. So this game I think definitely needs to have a remaster, because I think nowadays technology and graphics and sound could definitely push it up and release it to a brand new audience. Next up on my list was Beautiful Joe, which was released in 2003 for the GameCube. It was part of the Capcom 5 for the GameCube, which other games were going to include PN03, Killer 7, Resident Evil 4 and Dead Phoenix, which was actually unreleased. Recently the director of the game, Hideki Kamiya, openly said that he would like to go back to do some remaster or sequels even. There was actually sequels made. There was number 2 made, there was Red Hot Rumble on the PSP, and there was one on the DS as well. I would like to see this remastered because I just thought it was a really cool action 2D beat 'em up. And with the success of Capcom's recent remakes, namely the Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 games, I think this one could come, but we'll have to wait and see. So here we have Zelda Ocarina of Time, which needs no introduction at all. I think it was one of the most important and influential games ever made. It was released back in 1998 for the Nintendo 64. So many games have followed the blueprint of this game, with the Z target in this a major thing. And I know this game has been ported already to the 3DS, which was an amazing port as it is. But I think watching videos on YouTube about the Ocarina of Time running on the Unreal Engine, I feel Nintendo should pull the trigger and really go for it and remaster this game from the ground up for the Nintendo Switch. I think it would sell millions of copies. It's a game that maybe some of the younger audience wouldn't have played, and it's a shame because everybody should play it because it's absolutely fantastic. I would definitely buy this game if it was remade. In fact, when I started doing the footage to make this video, I stuck it on, beat this boss, and I'm still playing it. It's that good, it's fantastic. This is a bit of an oddball choice here, which is Pandemonium for the PlayStation 1. This was released in 1996, and it was one of my first PlayStation 1 games, and also one of my fiance's PlayStation 1 games. She used to play it all the time when she was little as well. I think it was released around the same time and overshadowed maybe by the Crash Bandicoot and then obviously the legendary Super Mario 64. They were both released on the same year as this game. This one allows you to play as two characters, which is Fargus, who is the jester, and he does a spinning attack, and then Nikki, who's sorceress, and she had a double jump. The game is pretty cool. It's can have a 2.5D platformer, which means it's got 3D presentation on a 2D plane, so the camera will zip in and out and round around the characters, and it was pretty cool at the time. It's still kind of holds up today, but I think a remaster of these two games, or even maybe get a third one out there just to kind of complete the trilogy for it, would do it some justice. I do remember enjoying it a lot when I was younger, for sure.
I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
So my last game is actually three games, which is the Bioshock Collection, originally released in 2007, the first one, 2010 the second, and 2015 for Bioshock Infinite. And they've also been re-released on the Xbox One, PS4, and recently the Switch as the Bioshock Collection. But what I would love to see is this recreated in VR. The worlds that 2K have created with the Bioshock games are just so deeply intricate and detailed. I think they're begging to be explored in VR. The first one, you've got the whole introduction to Rapture and first meeting the Splicers, going face to face with them in VR would be incredible. The second one, you play as one of the hulking Big Daddies. So I think just being like submerged in the water, walking along the seabed would be an incredible experience. And then getting chased by these screeching big sisters and the sound going through the earplugs through the VR headset would be amazing. And then Bioshock Infinite, like riding down these skylines here, I just think are made to be played in VR. And Bioshock Infinite's world also the same as Rapture.
is just so intricately made, and it'd be amazing to see it in VR and be immersed in the world. 2K have already ported over Borderlands 2 for the PSVR, so I think they can do it. I think they should do it. Borderlands 2 was missing its co-op mode. That was the only thing bad about that. But I think if this was to be re-released on VR, I would definitely buy it and play it through again, because these games are just that good. So that was my list of games from my game collection. Let me know what you thought of my selection, and thanks for watching.